Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. When I was in fifth grade, one of my favorite books to read, believe it or not, was my dad's old chemistry textbook from when he was in college. My dad didn't allow me to major in chemistry in college because I was accident prone. He swore that I would have lost all of my limbs or even killed myself if I ever worked with chemistry. And the truth is, I probably would have, right? Last week I misplaced my passport, but you can imagine if that passport were a dangerous chemical instead that I just leave out in the open, right, and accidentally spill, and you get the idea, right? And even with the limited amount of chemistry I worked with, I burnt myself a couple of times. I've gotten sick a couple of times too, and so my dad wouldn't allow me to work with it. But I had a lot of fun time reading his books, and I had some theories. They were all misconceptions, but I had some theories that I had hoped to investigate later on in my life, and I had some outright misconceptions as well. When I was in fifth grade, I had read about. He had some books on organic chemistry as well, and there's a class of chemicals called alcohols. I thought an alcohol was any substance that would cause you to feel drunk. And I thought different drinks just had different kinds of alcohol in them, right? So I learned there was like benzyl alcohol, there's isopropyl alcohol, and millions of others just like that, right? I thought all of those substances were things that you could drink to get drunk. Now, keep in mind, I've never been drunk before. I didn't even know what it felt like to be drunk, but I just assumed that those were things that people drank in order to have a fun time, right? And I learned there are millions of them. I thought that the reason that we find big gold nuggets is that seawater naturally has a small amount of dissolved gold, right? And a lot of other metals, ions dissolved in seawater. And I thought when lightning hit seawater and it had a negative charge, it would cause all of the positively charged gold ions to form a gold nugget near where the electricity hit. I thought that's how gold nuggets formed. And I got really excited every time there was a lightning storm. I thought somewhere, if it strikes seawater or any body of water with dissolved gold in it, it would form a big nugget. I had some misconceptions. I thought the reason gold would form a nugget was because gold is probably the most stable metal that you can find dissolved in seawater. So if lightning hits, it's going to form gold first before it forms silver or any other metal that might be dissolved in the seawater, right? I also thought that if lightning hits seawater and it had dissolved salt, obviously, it has a lot of dissolved sodium chloride. I thought it would make chlorine gas, and I thought that that's part of the reason why lightning is so bad for you, right? Or if you get hit, if lightning were to hit your body, and obviously our blood has a lot of dissolved chloride ions, it would form chlorine gas, and that's what would burn you and kill you. I thought that's how electricity kills somebody, right? By forming a lot of chlorine or other halogens, right? And it would burn you. I thought uh, I thought red food coloring was bromine. I had never worked with bromine before, but I've seen videos of it. I saw it depicted in my textbooks, and I thought that it was just red food coloring because you gotta remember bromine is very volatile. It forms vapors, and often when somebody puts food coloring into a container, often it stains the container itself, and so I thought that was bromine. Now, at one point, my mom was shopping for a home, and we would go visiting open houses. And I thought, because there was some discussion about testing the basement for radon, right? We lived in Pennsylvania where there's a significant radon problem. I thought you could smell radon in a basement because we would be visiting homes, and some of the homes would have a really musty smell in the basement. I thought I was smelling radon, and the reason I thought one could smell radon is that some of the DK products, right, especially polonium and maybe astatine, you look at where they are on the periodic table, it's in the family of sulfur and chlorine. So I thought the musty basement smell was like a mixture of polonium and astatine kind of odor. Of course, if you had enough of that to smell, it would probably kill you before you could register what you were even smelling, right? But I thought I could just go in with my nose and detect, right? I'm like, why do we need to test for radon? Just smell it, right? I also thought I had a big fear that I learned that water is fluoridated, and nowadays I know fluoride isn't exactly healthy. But I had another big fear relating to that. I thought if you accidentally dropped a battery in fluoridated tap water, it would make fluorine gas and it would kill you. And I got really nervous every time I saw batteries anywhere near tap water. I have a addiction to picking my ears. I love cleaning my ears. I love putting hydrogen peroxide, especially in my ears. And I thought you could make an even stronger oxidizer because hydrogen peroxide is H2O2, right? You got the H's on the end and the oxygens in the middle. I thought you could make an even longer string of oxygens and it would clean even better. And I wanted to one day make such a compound just to clean my ears with because I really love the clean feeling every time I pick my ears. Anyway, I never got to work with that because of how fearful my dad was. I guess I did try to extract some polonium from the radon DK at one point. It didn't go as well as I had hoped, but I guess I did make during the pandemic. I did make a small amount of chlorine when you couldn't find it at the stores, right? This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.